Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to online classes and have a pleasant morning to all of you. Now, I, Ajay Kumar, your English teacher, is going to teach you about the poetic device used in the poem A Legend of Northland, written by Phoebe Carey. In the first part of the video, we have discussed about the introduction, and in this part of the video, you'll see it in writing so that it will be helpful for you if you want to take the screenshot uh, of that introduction, and the explanation of the story has also been like written in this part of the same poem, and we will see how the ballad has been narrated, and the poetic device used in this ballad, we will discuss about that. You can see how that old lady has been transformed into a woodpecker after the curse of Saint Peter was given to her. Now you can see here in the picture, the whole poem is narrated here. You can take the screenshot of this as well, and if you want to write down a summary of this chapter, you can. It will be quite helpful for all of you. Now we'll move ahead and we'll see the poetic device used in literary device used in this poem. So as we can see, a rhyming scheme in this poem is ABCB. Now I'll tell you, you can take out your book and you can underline the rhyming scheme in your book as well. Now when you'll see the poem, away in the northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot slip them through. So the poetic device here used is ABCB. Now you can see here in the next point, alliteration, which is a literary device used in this poem. What is called alliteration? That is the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more close words. So when we see in stanza 1, that, they, them, through has been used, and th sound is repeating, that they cannot slip them through. Now that starts with th sound, they start with th sound, and then after them and through, these are the th sounds repeating, so alliteration is there. Now when we will move to stanza 2, we'll see they, the, this is having th sound and it is being repeated, so alliteration is also there in a stanza 2. Now you can see a look like, L sound is repeating, so alliteration is there also. Now in funny, furry, F sound is repeating, so alliteration is there, it's a consonant sound. Now when we'll move ahead and we'll see in stanza number 3, they, them, th sound is repeating, it, you, y sound is repeating, learn, listen, l sound is repeating, tell, tell, to, t sound is repeating. These all are alliteration. And what are alliteration? Alliteration is the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more close words. Now we'll move to stanza number 5. We can see in stanza number 5, what is that stanza number 5? That is, he came to the door of cottage and traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. Now in stanza number 5, woman, was, w sound is repeating. Here the alliteration is again used. Them, the, th sound is repeating. Now in stanza number 6, and being faint with fasting, for the days was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. In stanza number 6, you can see faint, fasting, F sound is repeating, so alliteration is there. Now in stanza number 8, you can see, therefore she kindled another and still a smaller one, but it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. Still smaller, S sound is repeating. In stanza number 10, took, tiny, T sound is repeating. In stanza number 10, if you have the book, you can match it, you can match the alliteration, you can underline it. It will be helpful, quite helpful for you to understand it. Now this is a task, you can take it, you can complete it later on after watching this video. In stanza number 10, you can see seam, small, S sound is repeating. In stanza number 13, build, birds, B sound is repeating. Buy, boring, B sound is repeating. So these all are alliteration used in this poem. Now we'll move to another point, that is repetition. Any word or sentence is repeated to lay emphasis on it, that is called repetition. Now you can see in a stanza number 1, away word is repeated. In a stanza number 9, rolled word is repeated. In a stanza number 13 and 16, a boring word is repeated. So these are called a repetition. These are the literary or poetic device you can call used in this ballad. Now simile is a comparison using as or like. So stanza number 2, you can see the children look like beer cups, is a, like you can see children's here compared to a beer's cups, is a simile. Now you can see in stanza number 9, baked it as a wafer. Now here cake is compared to a wafer, so simile, it will be called a simile. Now in stanza number 15, you can see cloths were burned black as coal. The color of the burned cloths is compared to that of coal. So dear student, now you can see how here this poetic and literary devices are used in this poem. Now we'll see the question answer of this chapter. We'll go through the question answer exercise of this chapter. Now in this part we'll see a very short question answer, that is, which country does this legend belong to? And the answer is, the legend belongs to a Northland. Now we'll move and we'll see another question. What is the name of the poet of these lines? The answer to this question is, the name of the poet is Pevi Carey. Now we'll go and see how were the days and nights there. Now to the question or answer of this question is, the days were short and nights were very long. Now we'll see the question, how did the people drive their sledges when it snowed? The answer to this question is, they drove them with the help of reindeer. Now we'll see next question, how did the children look in their furry clothes? They looked like a bear's cub. Now we'll go and see another question. Now we are going to see the short question answer. What means of transportation are used in Northland and why? The answer to this question is, the Northland is situated in a severely cold area which is covered with snow throughout the year. Hence, the means of transportation used here are sledges, which are driven by reindeers found in this area. Okay, now we'll see the question number 2, second number question from short question answer. What are the children made to bear in the Northland? The answer will be, as the Northland is marked by exceptionally cold weather, the children are made to wear cloths made from fur. These furry cloths although funny, provide protection against the biting cold weather. Now we'll move and we'll see another question. What makes the appearance of a children funny? Now the answer would be the appearance of children is made funny by the cloths of fur that they have to bear to protect themselves from acutely cold weather. Since the cloths are made of fur like that of bears, children bearing these cloths like more like the cubs of bears rather than the children of human being. Now we'll go and see another question. Why are the people in Northland not able to sleep throughout the night? The answer would be he or the people in the Northland are not able to sleep throughout the night because the nights are intentionally cold and much longer than the days. It is not possible to sleep throughout the long hours that make the nights. We'll see another question. What kind of days and nights are there in the Northland? In the extremely cold climate of Northland, the days are very short, and the nights are very long. Closeness to the North Pole makes the nights exceedingly cold and uncomfortable. Well, guys, now we'll see another part of this, poem. Now we'll see a long question answer. The first question is that how did the woman behave when Saint Peter asked her for a cake? Now the answer would be Saint Peter had eaten nothing all day. He came to the door of a cottage. He saw a woman making cakes. He asked her for a single cake. The woman baked a small cake for him. But then she thought it was too big to give away. She made a smaller cake, but she thought it was as big as the first one. Now she made a very tiny cake. It was as thin as a wafer. Even this one seemed to her too large to give away. She placed all the cakes on her shelves. She did not give the saint any cake. Now we'll go and see another question. Why did the saint punish the woman? What was the punishment? The woman was very selfish. She did not give the saint even a small cake to eat. The saint was very angry. He cursed the woman. He said that she was too selfish to live in a human form. He said that she would now live as a bird. She would have to bore the hardwood for her food. At once, the woman went up through the chimney. When she came out at the top, she was turned into a woodpecker. Now she had to keep boring the trees for her little food. Now we'll see another question. Next question. How and why was the little woman turned into a woodpecker? Now the answer would be, guys, it is quite long. I think you should take the screenshot of this answer. Okay. Similarly, we'll see another, question. Why and how did the little lady bake the cake again and again for Saint Peter? The answer would be, it is again a long answer, and I think you guys should take the screenshot of the answers to make a note. It will be quite helpful for all of you. Now, next question. How is Saint Peter presented as a dedicated missionary who wants human being to have positive human values? Now, the answer would be, you can see Saint Peter, the apostle of Christianity, has been presented through this legend as a messenger of God, whose mission is to preach age-old woman values of kindness and charity. He is a dedicated and devoted saint who has come down to the earth with the purpose of imparting good values to humanity. Well, now we'll go through the MCQs, multiple choice question. What was the little woman doing? There are the four options: washing clothes, cleaning the floor, or doing nothing, making cakes. Making cakes. Correct answer. Yes. We'll see who came the door at the cottage of a cottage. Saint Peter. Correct. Now, where did St. Peter live then? He lived on the earth. How do children look in their furried clothes? Like bear cubs. Why did St. Peter go here and there? All the options are correct for doing business, for selling, for preaching. Now, it is the end of this uh, chapter. I hope you all have enjoyed the literary device, poetic device, and the exercise solved here on the screen. So you can make a note of that also by taking screenshots. Now guys, thank you very much for watching the video. We'll meet again in the new video with new chapter. Thank you everyone.